Let's take a look at the seat again. You see it's very loose. Wow. It's amazing that it's that loose. I think there might be a broken bolt there. For this thing to be this loose, I think the bolt broke. You know, the one that you torque down? I may have torqued it too much, and this is the, you know, the first trail it's been on probably since I did it. And boom, it popped that bolt. I don't know for sure, but for it to be that loose, that's pretty unusual. You know, just, it can loosen up enough for the seat to slide, but not to where it's like that. Let me take another look at that. I don't want to lose, if it is loose, you know, I certainly don't want to lose this bolt. So we'll slide it, we'll loosen it, and then slide the seat. You can see this rusty part right here. You slide the wire on the seat all the way to there or more if you want, but that's about as far as it goes, I think, because it starts to separate there quite a bit. You know, this is exactly why you have two bikes, guys. Okay, we're gonna take it slow and easy. Well, if that bolt isn't broke, there's no problem. And I actually have I have two stems at home. They gave me the original stem for both of these bikes, and I do have that bolt on the top. So it's time to start taking that part with us also. I don't know, man, for it to be that loose, it almost feels like the bolt broke. It's sheared. You know, it's sheared, not when I was torquing it down, but it's sheared under use, extreme use. It finally sheared enough to break. I don't know. Maybe it just has to be tightened down. Either way, I don't have a seat, guys, so we got what we got now. I hope you don't mind the elevated view. Let me check that camera angle. I think that's good, yeah. Better safe than sorry, gentlemen. Better safe than sorry. Now let's take another look at it. I guess those things, they loosen up too as time goes on. You know, you hit a bump and boom, it turns just a fraction, then it turns another small fraction on another bump, then it turns again, and then again, and now we got a loose seat. So maybe that's just the problem. It may just be loose. But they do want you, I have torque wrenches, and I do want to put that on according to the torque, at least so I can get a feel for how much it can take, because they do have a torque written on that bolt. I got a feeling sometimes it's just a part that needs to be tightened periodically. I mean, to the point where a racer probably puts his torque wrench on that beast every time before he leaves, and he makes sure it's right where he wants it, and then he'll torque it, loosen it, and then put it down to torque. A couple miles from the enchilada. I do believe I did pass that hiker on my bike, as a matter of fact. Come on, man. A little bit of sightseeing never hurt nobody. You got people using the lake. That's changed considerably. I've stayed at this campground before back in the day. And to get to the water back in the day, you had to go through grass that was up to your up to your chest. You know what I'm saying? You can see that they mowed it all down and made it into like a beach right there. At least this, I think this is the one campground that I stayed at. Or it could be the one further down. A lot more people started to enjoy the outdoors. You know, through COVID, so a lot of states made amenities much better, you know what I'm saying? Because people were using them, and the state said, okay, we got to make these amenities better. Better access to the water. That type of shit, guys. Does that make sense at all? Yeah, I stayed in that campground back in the day when I didn't know the area. I'm just cruising, guys. We'll get a seat problem, we'll fix it when we get back. When we get back to Campitis. Bug bite my leg, my shin. In fact, there was a goddamn mountain line in my peripheral vision. Of course there's mountain lions up here, and of course there are bear, and of course there are wolves and coyotes for sure. This is about as wild gets out here, guys. I'd say we're about a mile out. Now that I've mentioned that I don't get a headache, I am starting to. We're going to stop over here in this dense shade, and we're going to do a tire check. Good. Good. Seat, bad. Oh yeah. It is kind of nice having a kickstand. But if you want to shave weight off your bike, take it off. You can very easily lean it against the ground. You know, when my steering was jacked, I had that accident. It was better not to fuck with it, just leave it alone. Chances are it would have loosened up completely where I wasn't able to even ride it back if you would have jacked it back. So the good thing there is, leave it. Ride it very carefully, or maybe put it between your legs and see if it moves easy. If it doesn't, you're good. I'm gonna take the hat off. I'm good, guys. This is a good bike too, bro. The extra 20 pounds of weight is nothing, guys. When you have a 2300 watt motor, that 20 pounds is nothing. But you can also get that Ultra Eagle with fat tires. That would be a very nice thing too. It's good I had my helmet on. You know, it didn't come into play. I didn't hit my head. It didn't come into play. I didn't hit my head. It didn't come into play. I didn't hit my head. Oh, I already said that. But, you know, I brushed up against that tree with my side of my body, and you could have very easily hit that tree head square on and hit your head against it. Now, it wasn't a super big tree, but I can guarantee you, you would have had a headache, possibly a concussion. That accident happened because my own negligence, guys. Not paying attention, trying to look at other things while you're riding. This is such a beautiful time to take this ride. because it is cool out. A lot of shadows. You're not overheated by the sun. You do have periods of sun, but for the most part, you're mostly in the shade. Very comfortable ride. You know, I've got that wrench with me. God damn, what am I thinking? We're gonna move the car again, because there's right where we are parked now. We're gonna get blanged with sun first thing in the fucking morning as soon as it comes over the trees. Okay? But there's another place in that parking lot where you can park and you won't be blanged by sun until noon. And then there's another place where you can park where you're good until 1 o'clock, 1:30-ish. And then you got to go back to where we are right now. Oh man, I did break my mirror, but that's the only thing that, you know, I don't even see a paint chip or paint scratch on the bike, on my bike that I wrecked with. You know, the steering got jacked, but I put it back. I tightened this bolt, this bolt, this bolt. You loosen them and then just turn it back and then make sure you like it and then tighten them up. Make sure you like it and then you tighten them up. Tighten them pretty tight. There's probably a torque spec on those too. I'm gonna pull that up. I could start carrying a torque wrench, man. I've got 2 torque wrenches. Not the real expensive ones that make the little beep, or the lights that flash and shit. Mine are just your normal turn, adjust it, and then turn it. It's very satisfactory. I mean, if you do a lot of torquing, then definitely get the more expensive ones. They, you know, they flash, the light starts to flash when it gets close, and then it stops flashing and beep, red light. Yeah, this bike is more stable, gentlemen. Fat tire bike, even a fat tire bike with a bald rear tire is more stable. You have more stability underneath you. Take a look at that seat bolt again. Let's just see. You want to fix it on the trail, gentlemen? Let me see that real quick. One of the wires on this seat is also bent. It's deformed. You know what I'm saying? Not a deal breaker. Not a deal breaker, guys. Just stating the facts. That could be a reason why it loosened up like it did. We'll get it back together. We'll get the seat. The seat doesn't have to be perfectly flat or, you know, perfect for me. But we'll get it. We'll figure out what we need to do to get it to where we need it, and that's it. Got to plant your ass on the seat. See this lower frame? Then this seat is very low right now. I mean, I can put my foot right, put it on the ground. That's because the seat is fucked up. All that I need is the toes, my toes to be able to touch. No cars coming? Two green bars left. Remember, I've got serious pedal assist with this thing. Now, back in the day, I wouldn't even pedal because it was like, this bike's too heavy. But you do have pedal assist where it will what do you call it, guys? Generate the battery. Pedal assisted. Regenerate it and it'll get you. That's good for several miles. I did it yesterday with the other bike, and it got me a good 3-4 miles. Maybe it would have done even better, but my trip was done at that point. Hi guys, how's my babies doing? Daddy's babies. Good boys, good boys. Okay, let's power this baby down. See right now, we've got 3 batteries to charge. And a seat to fit, and a seat to fix too. It's very possible you might take another ride tomorrow. I don't know, man, I'm pretty sore. I expect to be very sore tomorrow when I wake up. Okay, that's it. See, we moved to here because of the shade. Now, we'll move behind that red car over there, down in that little nook at dusk. Because there, we have shade until noon. So we can make breakfast in the shade, be happy in the shade. You know, that type of shit, guys. I'm going to shut you down.